Our story begins at the simple village where a little half-orc, Trakodurk was born and raised as a simple farmer. He had nothing to show but his strength and wisdom of the village elders that helps him out and his parents and hard work at the field. But he was tending to the crops, feeding the sheep, looking out for chickens, and so on. Our farmer, Halfork, was lucky, so lucky that one day, when he was tending to the sheep checking them out, so everything was really alright, a pack of fools came, and boy, our brave farmer attacked every last sheep that he could, but he was so lucky that he hadn't had to do anything, because a giant-ass bear just came out of the woods and frightened the pack of wolves, and they ran away screaming. And this was only one of the events that happened during all the lives of our lucky farmer. During one of his travel to the city, and he had to sell sheep's fur at the market. Okay, he found a bunch of dwarfs that were picking up on a little halfling girl, and being no matter how warrior-like and sturdy they looked, our brave farmer just decided, no bullying in front of my eye. And then he beaten up all of the dwarfs, because you should not bully people that are smaller than you. He didn't know that this little halfling girl was part of the bandit crew and stole a bunch of gold from these dwarves, but he found out about it later and was a little bit salty about it. After this event, he decided that he had to study a little bit at the academy, and that's why he about how people can be good and bad, but how to differentiate between them. And that's why he got to the academy, and there he learned a deep lessons about morality of situations that could happen in fantasy world. While he was back to say sorry to this bunch of dwarfs, a fire started in the tavern, and while people were trying to put out the fire, dwarfs included, because there were citizens of this city and had to help out in any way they can, especially in the tragedies, the fire. Our farmer, knowing all the wisdom and traditions of the village, he tended to the injured and healed the wounded. Unfortunately, this fire was started by a bandit crew, and our Trakodurk, being a honorable person and raised with the proper manners, helped to repel the bandit attack. And after this he was tending to the injured, and thus everyone understood that he was a honorable person and he was treated with decency. Among the bandits there was a sword of darkness that wanted to corrupt our brave hero, our brave farmer, but not tempted by the powers of evil. Well, our simple-minded that man just broke the sword. He shot us the sword of darkness because it was the right thing to do, and no sword would command Trakodurk and Trakodurk. After shattering the sword, raised up the army of the dead. Not intentionally, because it was the cursed sword of a necromancer, and thus he released a great evil upon the world. He did not wanted it to happen, but it did. So after he saw the army of the dead go into the city, he prayed for deliverance of these poor souls, and it worked. They just extinguished themselves and became ashes again over the land, and thus at this moment, our lucky farmer was blessed by the higher beings of this fantasy world. Seeing how all the deeds of this little man happened, what's in the city, the community itself decided that he should be an heir to the throne, and this would be the rightful ruler who will look over these lands for the next generation, and the land would be at peace at the rule of the Trakodurk, the blessed ruler of the realm.